Amigas y amigos de Metalópolis, ¿cómo están? Qué gusto poder darles la bienvenida a una plática muy especial que tenemos para ustedes con Insomnium, banda finlandesa referente del Melodic Death Metal, que es de las mejores bandas del estilo, no les voy a mentir, y que nos estarán visitando muy pronto. Así que vamos a darles la bienvenida. Hi Markus, welcome to Metalópolis podcast. How are you?
Hello, I'm really fine at home at the moment for once and really looking forward to come back to Mexico and exactly doing a whole Latin American tour at the same time. And Latin American tour will be the first one for Insomnium, but in Mexico we've been once before. So really much looking forward to escape Finnish winter to your warm weather.
Yeah, these are hot times here in Mexico. So first of all, Marcus, for the people who doesn't know you yet, how could you describe for them the sound of Insomnium?
Well, Insomnium, it's Finnish melodic death metal, and I think our sound landscape, it's really Finnish, melancholic Finnish metal as its finest. That's all I can say. I think we are really traditional Finnish style band, bringing Finnish melancholy to your hot weather. That's all I can say.
Like really influenced melodic death metal by the winter, right?
Yeah. We are about Finnish winter and Finnish woods and Finnish melancholic, Finnish being alone in the forest kind of thing. all stereotypes that you think about Finland, and which all are true. That's Insomnium.
Perfect. So Insomnium is going to be playing 3 shows in Mexico really soon. Guadalajara, Ciudad de Mexico, and Monterrey are the cities for these shows. How do you feel about coming back to play in Mexico?
I'm really looking forward to it, not only because of the warm weather, which I've said many times, but we've been having their last time was a really good shows. This year I was earlier this year there in Mexico with my another band, Omnium Gatherman. We had a really good time and really good shows. So it's all good. I love it. People are crazy back there when it comes to metal, and that's the way I like it.
Yeah, people here in Mexico love heavy metal. And actually, Insomnium's first visit to Mexico was on 2019 around the album Heart Like a Grave. And now you're returning with the album Anno 1969. What can you tell us about the musical evolution of the band on these 5 years?
Well, Heart Like a Grave, that was like a more sad and melancholic album, and like a maybe slower songs a bit than on the. And that album was about the Finnish old melancholic stories, which like old folklore songs that we kind of translated to a new form in metal. And now Anno 1696 album, that's a concept album. It's again about Finland, because we cannot sing anything else because we are Finns. We know our roots, but it's about the like a dark years in Finnish history when there was all these witch burnings and kind of like religious wars and this dark medieval times of Finland. Even it was a bit later in Finland than it was in the rest of the world or Europe. But that's because we are living in the forest and we are forest people. So everything is happening later here in Finland. So, but that's basically it. It's about Finnish dark history. And I think musical evolution in that album is like because the concept was pretty grim and brutal. So the music is also a bit more blackened. So it's Insomnium in its more blackened metal form. It's still not that black metal, but it's more grim than Heart Like a Grave, for real.
Yeah, a little more dark. So this new record and actually your record Winter's Gate are concept albums. What advantage and disadvantage perhaps do you find on working of this kind of material compared to an album that does not have a connection on all of the songs?
Of course, pretty much like all the albums I'm working, it's always some kind of lyrical context, even it's not a concept album. So it's in some way it's always the same. Like you have a story or storyline or some kind of mood, what the album is about, and then you kind of live with that, and the whole process is thinking that whole thing through. And it was the same this time when Niilo wrote this story, and then he just presented this story, and I kind of get the idea that this is grim story. This needs more grim music than we've done before, and then somehow it comes together in every fronts and every directions, and everything is happening at the same time, and we are speaking, and it's constant chaos and mayhem, and then it's ready. And
yeah.
Music is a weird when you are working on it, but somehow it always happens. I don't have any idea how it happens, but it's it's magics.
So also in these recent years, you have released a lot of many music videos. What roles do the launch of this type of visual material plays for Insomnium?
Yeah, I think Insomnium is really visual band, and we always to take put a lot of effort and attention to like our album covers and music videos and promo pictures, because it all have to be in the same mood than the music. And this time we wanted the music videos to be storylines from the happenings, what is happening on the lyrics. Like White Christ it's having this cool old white guy with a horse, and there's a castle, and there's a witch that is burned on the stake. And but yeah, we do love it well on the visual side of the music too. Of course, the music is always the main point, but
of course. Yeah. And currently, in these times of the internet, what can you tell us about about the best way to support bands like Insomnium? How is like putting the merch, going to the shows, listening to streaming music? What do you perceive that is the best way to support the band?
Yeah, you already said it. Like, come to the shows, buy the merch, buy physical releases, buy the vinyl, buy the CD. The streaming is, I cannot say my opinion about that, because it's stealing, but it's that you can do under the law nowadays. But the times have changed. But come to the shows. That's the best way to support us, and also mentally, because we love to play for the people.
That's a really important thing. And as a Finnish band, how do you perceive the support for European metal here in Mexico and Latin America?
Yeah, I've been bummed like how well our Finnish bands and European bands, and always so good crowds, and people know our songs, and people know our friend bands. So you have done your homework, so to say, in Finnish metal, which is crazy, because I have to say I don't know that many Mexican bands, so I'm worse than you on music knowledge.
Yeah. And talking back about your shows here in Mexico, for the audience, what can they expect from these shows, from these Insomnium shows?
Yeah, because it's been a while, 5 years that we were last time there. Of course, we are gonna present you some new songs. So the main point will be on the new songs, because we released 2 EPs and 1 full-length album after our last visit. But of course, we will do some old stuff also. So it's gonna be the whole Insomnium experience, so to say, like old and new. And
actually, it's like a really hard or not that hard to select the songs of the set list with a career like Insomnium that has been 25 years, I think. Do you have a lot of material from which to grab?
Yeah, of course, it's really hard because we have 9 albums and 2 EPs, if I counted correctly. So even we would play like 2 hours or 90 minutes, it's really tough to get all the songs from all albums that we would want to play. And especially in the festivals, when it's like a shorter playing time, it's really painful sometimes to do like a set as everyone would love to. But on these Mexican shows, it will be special because our drummer was in a snowboard accident like a few months ago. So he's been in a surgery with his both feet just before this Mexico trip. So I don't even know how much can he play drums, but we were urged to do some set list, so we cannot play like the fastest double bass drum songs as far as I know. So, but it's still like a few weeks, so everything can change. But it will be interesting times.
Hope the best for him. And what do you expect as a band from your shows in Mexico, from the audience here in Mexico?
Sorry?
And you as a band, as Insomnium, what do you guys expect from your shows in Mexico? From the people here in Mexico, the audience, maybe a little of mosh pit, a little of people crying with more melodic songs.
It's always been great there, and I expect none less than really loud audience and a lot of mosh pits and crowd surfing and crazy mood and crazy experience that it used to be. So no pressures. We are watching you.
And maybe a weird question, but here in Mexico, there is one kind of food that you like a lot, or maybe a drink, tequila, perhaps.
Both. I really love Mexican food, actually, like all the tacos. Like, surprisingly, I've got my best tacos ever in Mexico in some street food stuff, and some place in Guadalajara was like insane. Best tacos I've ever had anywhere. And of course, margaritas. Yes. Some really good tequila. You cannot get good tequila in Finland, but we have a crappy tequila, but in Mexico, it's completely different thing. So much better.
Yeah, of course. And so, Markus, thank you so much for your time, for this little but joyful interview. And what is coming from Insomnium in this near future, beside of the Mexican and the Latin American tour?
We are now playing this tour, and then we have a tour with Omnium Gatherum, which means double duty for me. In January, we are celebrating Shadows of the Dying Sun album, turning 10 years old, and OG will play Beyond album. So it's a special tour. But after that, we do some little bit touring, and after that, we are starting to concentrate on the new album, which we are already late on composing. So soon it's gonna be time for have some pause and write some new music, which will be released hopefully quite soon.
We hope so. We hope so. So thank you so much, Markus. I don't know if there is any last message that you want to share with the people who are going to listen to this and previous the visit of Insomnium here in Mexico.
See you soon in your city. Let's have a good time and drink some tequila and mosh on stage and off stage. Right.
That's right. Thank you so much, Markus, and see you in Mexico City.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay.